of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
You're listening to INCRadio.
Broadcasting live from Chicago, Illinois. DZEM 954 AM station. Here to bring you great conversations about faith, people, places, culture, and recent events all around the district. Join us on YouTube at INCRadio.org. Hello, Northern Midwest and the rest of the world. It's time to get this show started.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who's tuning into another episode, another broadcast of INC Radio Northern Midwest. I am one of your hosts for today, Tony Rose Valenzuela, broadcasting live from Sterling Heights, Michigan. The mitten hand. I haven't done that in a while, so I thought of doing it today. But we're excited to be here with all of you. We're excited for another show. So if you're there in Team Live Chat, we hope that you can comment away. Let us know your thoughts on today's topic. And I'm not by myself. I also have my fellow co-host here with me in the Hangout. I have two technically. One of them is behind the scenes. The other one is is also my co-host. So let's say hi to. They're both in Illinois. I don't know who to say hi to first.
Me, I'll go. I'm across the lake, but closer. I'm gonna call it that. Sure. So you go across the hand, then you go across the lake, and then I'm like right there.
Geography.
Geography. Northern Midwest, Great Lakes. Geography.
Geography, yeah. A little geography lesson for everyone. So we also have our Kuya Tech on board with us, Kuya Elsam. He's busy, so okay, maybe he'll say hi. Let's say hi.
No? Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in with us today. Very awesome here.
Hello, brother Elsam. And last but not least, we have, it's not just Great Lakes, because you just saw Great Lakes fam. Now let's say hello to Northern Plains fam, and I'm so excited to have her here with us in the Hangout today. It's been a minute, it's been a while, but we're so glad to have her here. Let's say hello to Sister Gretchen. Hey!
Hi, hello from across the river, if you will. But nice to be here. Hi, Tony. Hi, EJ. Hi, Brother Abe.
Woo, Northern Plains represent. We're so excited to have you here with us. And for our topic for today, in case you didn't catch it on the thumbnail, we are talking about the benefits of extracurriculars and electives. This is a continuation from last week. This is our fun part 2, and we hope that you can contribute there in Team Live Chat by answering this question. What was a class that you had taken in high school, college, maybe even middle school, that you didn't realize until now applies to your life? So that could be anything. It could be sports class, music class. I'm trying to think of all the other electives that are out there, but there's a bunch that I don't know about. But before we get into all of that, before we read your comments and everything, we just want to do a quick recap of some of the activities that we've had in the district of Great Lakes, Northern Plains, and upcoming activities that we have as well. So let's go to our CFO in action. Let's see what's been happening. I know this one activity that we did do.
Yes.
You and me were both there, right, Abe? I'm pretty sure you were there for this too.
Yes. So first off, last Sunday was the CSD seminar. So Christian Society of the Deaf led us in a seminar. See, like you can learn how to sign INC radio. Like Sister Tony could like demonstrate if she really wanted to. But we learned about the different organizations. So like multimedia, CFO. After that was an income tax seminar, which was led by Sister Aurora West from Cincinnati. Shout out to Sister Al. So she it is tax season around here, so I still need to take care of mine. But yeah, she just reminded us how to fill it out properly, things to look for, and any changes that have happened within the past year. So not sure if you done any part of that yet, Tony. Are you being a responsible adult unlike me?
Do you really have to put a label on it, Kuya? I'm I'm trying to be responsible. No, yeah, for sure, everyone. It is that season. I know it's even extra busier for our accountant friends. So shout out to all of our accountant friends who are very hardworking during this season. Shout out to you. It's very, very busy. Those are definitely great activities, great life skill activities that we can apply in our adult life, right? And just in general. But what other activities that we have coming up? I know Sister Gretchen has some stuff for Northern Plains coming up for them. What we got, Sister Gretchen?
Yes, so the local Kansas City has their Little Ones playlist on kindness that they're having this weekend, as well as an INC Giving Children's Hospital outreach. So shout out to Kansas City for always being active in their work.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm really excited to see all of the pictures for that. I'm sure that you guys will document it really, really well. So please do. I'm very excited. Shout out to Little Ones playlist too. Have some friends that are involved in that. So great show, great show. I don't know the airing time, but it's definitely a great kids show. So all of this different stuff that we've kind of mentioned, like the CSD, that's the Christian Society for the Deaf. That's one of the things that I wish I had in high school as like a class or an elective in terms of languages, right? That's definitely one of the things that we've talked about. I took a Spanish learning class. One of the things that I also did was sports. I did it during school and afterwards. I used to do track. I used to do track in school, and that kind of helped me, I guess, step out of my comfort zone a little bit, a little bit more, because you're just yeah. It's a track in front of a big stadium in front of a lot of people. That was a lot of pressure, but it did help me in a way. That's my thing that I did. That was back in middle school. So today we're talking about a little bit of athletics and academics. So for Team Live Chat, are there any classes that you took that kind of helped you out in that way, that made you a little bit better? For you, Kuya Abe, what's some stuff that you dabbled in when you were in school that helped you out now?
So this may be unique. I'm not sure, but my high school, um, for at least my physical education classes, I didn't necessarily have to take, like strength training, for example, or I didn't have to take a class where it was just all of the sports. I took I forget exactly what it's called, but I know leadership was involved in it. So basically, what I did for junior year was basically learn all the rules of the sports that like the freshmen and the sophomores took. So like basketball, volleyball, tennis, um, track, for example, too. Um, and then we did get to dabble a little bit in like playing it from time to time. But senior year was when we were, I guess you can call it like the referees of the freshman classes, of the sophomore classes. So we were the ones, being the refs or the ones setting up the equipment for freshmen and sophomores. And during tests, we were the ones who were like making sure they weren't cheating. So yeah, that's what I did for my physical education class. So it was a little unique, but still the athletic courses not necessarily ones that are the physical that'll help you physically. I mean, they do, but they taught me leadership roles and like how to um lead a group of people and making sure everyone was doing doing what they were supposed to do.
Very nice. That sounds like you would be helpful for Unity Games planning, create. Not to put you on the spot.
I mean,
Well,
I have in the past, like,
yeah.
um, for local, we had a local Unity. We've had like even the local Unity board games. You can apply that too. And we've had district ones in the past, wherein I've helped organizing and things like that. Um, yeah, but if me, I'm not really an athletic person. I was more of the academic. So what I did in high school, for 4 years, I was a mathlete. For 3 of those years, I went to the state tournaments and stuff. So what we would do like monthly or so was go to different high schools in the area, and it sounds a bit nerdy, I know, but like you would take quizzes or like exams on a certain math topic that you would study for. So like I have like here all of these like awards ribbons that we took just to show like here I even have one for like a, I don't know if you can read it, but there's one with like a perfect score on here. So that would lead to you know um regional tournaments, and then, like I mentioned, the state tournaments. And that showed like you were part of a team for most of it. Like how they were calculating scores were like the top 3 out of like your team that you did, that you had there. So it taught me, that you had your own individual responsibility to work hard, to put in all of your effort, to all of that. And I thought math was fun, and then you go to college and then you're like, oh no, it's not. So yeah, but looking back, it was a great experience, meeting people from all over and working together. If like my classmates had questions on how to solve something, then we would help each other, figure it out. So yeah, that was one of the extracurriculars that I was really glad that I took.
Nice. What about you, Sister Gretchen?
Well, I am not much of into the athletics as well. So I was really, I guess, collectively from high school into college, there was always like this underlying communication aspect in many of my classes. So public speaking was something that I carried from high school into college, to, had the opportunity to be part of media, to have been able to be part of the Heart and Soul podcast, which is on INCRadio. I think there's still some episodes if you haven't watched or listened to it yet. But yeah, that was kind of the underlying thing that with many of the extracurriculars or the electives that I've taken, there was always a story to tell that seemed to be my subconscious intent, that like, okay, if I were to take this communications class, like what can I get out of it, besides learning something new? And one of my favorite things was interpersonal communication that I took in college, which basically talks about the different relationship communication styles that you have, be it through the phone or over text. There's always that miscommunication that you would have to resolve. So through that class, I was able to, learn different skills that I can apply to what I do now. So that was it. I enjoyed having to find a way to like share a story in that sense.
Mhm. I have a follow-up question for both you. For both of you, were those things that you picked because you kind of had like a what's the word? Like you were just like, oh, that's interesting, or was it just something? Was it by like random, or you just something to fill the schedule?
I I feel like for me it was to fill the schedule.
Okay,
Yes,
so that
and
was
fill in
cool.
your
That's
credits.
cool. Got it. Okay. But that's cool though, right? Because it just goes to show like sometimes like when you make a decision, you don't know the benefits that come out of it, right? After like you didn't expect the what's the right, I can't think of my words today, but the unexpected stuff sometimes is like you can get the most from it, right? Just by
Right.
choosing something, just by putting yourself
Mhm.
out there. And just like, you know what, let me just take this. Let me just see where this takes me.
Yeah, and I mean it I grew a lot from it because I was able to be part of a local fashion magazine at one point, and that already improved my networking skills. Being able to be part of the city of Minneapolis, like fashion community, and being able to partner with different nonprofits for the magazine, because every event that we had, we always supported some type of nonprofit, and that garnered a lot of people who were in the fashion and art scene here in Minneapolis to come together and be able to support a nonprofit.
That's really, really awesome. Yeah. On media classes, I don't know what a lot of the schools are offering, but it really doesn't hurt. Even if that's not going to be your major or something that you see yourself, in the future doing, just taking some of these classes can just equip you with skills that you don't know will help you along the way, right? Because God's plan, right? Right. When you take that
Amen.
stuff, yeah, like just look at where it led you. That's so amazing that you're able to acquire those skills that you didn't even expect that would happen. And then now look how you're using it for your life, especially shout out to our Heart and Soul podcast there in INC Media. That's so awesome, Sister Gretchen. Very, very cool for you.
Yeah.
Any other insights that either of you have, Kuya Abe, in terms of getting picking these electives, like why is it beneficial for us, whether it's the ones that we choose in school or even the ones that we might do outside of school. Because sometimes you might think that it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, like whatever. Because I did see a comment from Team Live Chat. Shout out to the CFO advisor there in Northern Plains, Brother Edison. He said that his music class in elementary school led him to becoming an organist. Like, save up here, Bob. Yeah, I didn't really care. This is weird coming from me because I love music, but in school I didn't really care for music before. But that actually put down the foundation for me to learn how to properly read music, and so it's definitely something that helped me later on in life. I also see Sister Rachel. She put public speaking definitely is something that was helpful for me back then and even more now. And she said sometimes we just selected electives to try out new things, right? Just try things. You never
Agreed.
know. You never know, right? Any thoughts, Abe? That's Gretchen. No? Yeah.
Like, like I don't know, we don't like want to interrupt the other, but no, those are very valid points. I was influenced not partially by my music classes, but also because I have family who were organists in the past, so just watching them and then learning from them. But the extracurriculars, like I said, like the classes that you're taking now, I'm sure you kind of caught this from each of us. We grab aspects from those classes that we didn't realize that we'd be using now. Like, who would have thought that, there's, I guess, kind of that saying, like with like a math class, like, oh, when am I gonna use the Pythagorean theorem in the future? Like, when am I gonna use a squared plus b squared equals c squared? But there's other things that you can take from that, like even like the simplest equation. It can relate to like your shopping, your budgeting, possibly, or
I've also heard it helps with the way that you think too, the
exactly
way that you
right.
approach problems. Yeah.
And even I don't know if you have anything to add to it, Sister Gretchen, but like the creative classes that you take, like how I mentioned last week, I was involved with like multimedia classes, and then how Gretchen was involved with like photography, which led to working with that fashion magazine. There's so many windows of opportunity that open up, because I will say, looking now, like recruiters, like there's so many more industries that open up now, like that have varying skill sets, and if you bring something unique, then that's to your benefit.
Yeah, that's important that you brought that up. Because I mean, even with the duties that I have right now, right, I don't think I would have been able to have like the confidence to perform in it without the skills that I was able to obtain with this, and to be able to apply that to what I can do now, right? Yeah, teaching in front of the children. I think that's number one, because they are the pillars. So while they are young, we can be able to teach them as well, but we're learning from them too. So I think that's exciting to see how that cycle is, and then being able to see them grow up into that too.
For sure, for sure. I think what's also when I think about my high school life, or like even in like middle school, the things that I was doing then, the stuff you never know, the stuff that you can acquire, not just to use for your life in terms of maybe your future career, right? Like things that we've been talking about, but even for church. Like just as what everyone has mentioned, there's so many things that you can try to take on that you can actually apply in terms of using it for your faith, like Kuya Abe's with his leadership, being able to plan for Unity games. And then like Sister Gretchen, that media skills that she acquired, she's able to use that now for what she does. She's with us here in radio communications, right? And then also with Heart and Soul. So it doesn't hurt to try new things, right? I think it's good for us to be able to have that kind of mindset, even while we're still young, even while we're still in school, right? To be open to those opportunities, to not realize that we can not just use it for our future, but also how we can use it for the church. So yeah, I'm inspired by both of you. Very awesome. And math leads is not geeky, okay? It's not nerdy. That's that. Don't down yourself on that, Queen. Shout out to you, because I can't do math. I can't do math well.
What about if you like mention random trivia to people because that's also something I did. Well, it was more like
Wait,
academic trivia.
that hit me. Like I always mention random trivia to people. I volunteered the information that they want to hear. Just like they're like, why would you? Why would you just say that? It's
Yeah,
like,
like
oh, did you know
academic
that?
trivia can be really fun. Like there's five Great Lakes. Maybe you didn't know that. So like
They're like, I didn't ask. I didn't ask you. It's like, oh, okay. I just wanted to share that information. I know about this thing. If anything, yeah, that would be more geeky. You just volunteer information. I don't know.
Hey, those
But,
are good conversation starters. Okay, brother EJ, like those are good conversation starters. So you never know the connection that you'll build from
mm. I don't know. I do enjoy. I do
that.
enjoy like doing. I know sometimes it catches people off guard, but I don't know. It's just fun. If we're talking about something that I know, I'll just like share like information about it. It's I know it's my fun, but we do enjoy this another one, this topic discussion. Actually, since we're talking about athletes, our CSD department actually prepared a video for us, and they're gonna be teaching us. If you don't know what the CSD is, that is the Christian Society for the Deaf, and they do teach us sign languages every week for our "This is your sign." And for this week, they're gonna be teaching us how to sign two things. It's both sports, but they're one of it is physical, one of it is mental. So the first word is basketball, and the next one is chess. So let's see how to sign those two words.
This is your sign.
Last week, we discussed about different extracurricular activities that you could do in school. Some were artistic, but this time we're going to be focusing on the sports aspect of this. So I'm going to be focusing on two different words. One being basketball, and although not a sport, there are still schools that implement this club, chess. So let's start out with basketball. So the way how you sign basketball is that you're just pretending you're shooting a basketball into the hoop, starting from the free throw line. So what you would do is that with your dominant hand, you're just going to be laying it up like you're holding the ball, with your other hand grasping the ball, and then with your dominant hand, just swish it forward, like you're throwing the basketball into the hoop. That's how you sign basketball. And now to sign the word chess, what you would do is by taking both of your hands and your pointer fingers, you're going to be aiming them down, and then just trace the outline of the chessboard, just like this. And then what you would do next is that pretending you're moving a piece from your side over a spot. That's it. So draw the outline of the board and move a piece. That's how you sign chess. So again, thank you for joining us for today's activity, brothers and sisters, and we hope to see you all in the next sign of the week.
This is your sign.
Thank you to our CSD department for teaching us how to sign the words basketball and chess. And I know another one of the things that you're also looking forward is our hashtag winner. So let's see who won last week's hashtag challenge. First off, some honorable mentions to people who keep tuning in with us every week. Thanks for tuning in with us, joining us last week. And of course, for the second place, we have the local congregation of Naperville, and Sister Rachel Lynn Weiser won the second place. I want to win first place then. Oh, Sister Leslie won first place last week, and won the first place for the local congregations. So congratulations, everyone, for always sharing your hashtags with us. It's always I know it's always so creative with with the hashtags that you shared with us. But yes, before we do end up the topic, we want to give our Ate Gretchen here a chance to give out her shout outs, any promotions, or any shout or I did mention shout outs, sorry. It's just that she wants to give out. So go ahead, Ate.
I just want to give a shout out to the District of Northern Plains. So, all of those who are commenting on Team Live Chat, hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. And just one last shout out to my sister and her family, the Orden family, in the District of Virginia, locale of Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Oh, thank you, Ate, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Anytime you want to join us in the program, just let us know. No,
You let me
we,
know.
we
Send me
will.
the link, and I'll be there.
Oh, you heard that, Kuya? You heard that, Kuya? Send her the link
Got
every
it.
week.
Gonna write that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today. Ate. Of course, everyone, thank you for tuning
Thank
in
you.
with us every week. We do hope that you enjoy the topics that we prepare for you. And if you're just learning about the Iglesia Ni Cristo or the Church of Christ, we do encourage you to learn more to our other programs on INCRadio, or you can also check out the directory at directory.iglesianicristo.net to find the nearest local congregation in your area. And of course, we don't end our show without giving our special thanks to the people who make our show possible. For the district staff here in Great Lakes, to Brother CJ Mananansan, our district multimedia advisor, to Brother Juni Alarin, our CFO advisor, to Brother Arthur P. Agag, our assistant district minister, and Brother Irma T. Bendisho, our district minister, as well as there in the Northern Plains, Brother Edison Solomon, their CFO advisor, and Brother Elmer Parangao, their district minister. I don't know why that confused me. And of course, the rest of the district staff as well. And there in the Philippines, where Arnel Solano, our station manager, and our Kuya Manley and I, our executive producer, our Kuya Tax in the studio, who helped us with our broadcast today, to Brother Angelo Iranio V. Manalo, our SEMSI president and CFO coordinator, and most especially to Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister. Up next is INCRadio Sacramento, California. So keep tuning in if you're on the 24-hour link, or if you're in the solo link, just click the INCRadio DCM 954 YouTube channel. You should be able to see it live next. We will see you again next week. Thank you for tuning in with us today, and stay phenomenal, everyone. Bye.
Bye.